Hey guys, it's Thursday, so you have Rachel and hopefully Cal will be able to make a video this week as well. This week we're on the new rota which the wonderful Felicia has pulled together for us out of the Food and Feelings Workbook or something along the lines of that. I'll check it out and I'll put a link to it, to the book itself, because it's really produced some great answers this week, and I think that it's been a really important thing to look at, because I think a huge amount of people with eating disorders struggle to articulate what they're feeling, and that's sort of, you know, why they use their body, why they binge and purge and abuse it and starve it and self-harm and all the rest of it. And I'm thinking back to what Fran said yesterday about, you know, a number of people with eating disorders also come from families, I know I did, where, you know, you weren't free to show your emotion. It was, you know, kind of almost, you know, you can't feel that, you can't show this emotion, control yourself. And it's certainly something I've had to deal with pretty much all my life, being this too much. And I know that my anorexia was about suppressing that and about making myself literally physically smaller, so I took up less space, I didn't feel as kind of impacted on my environment, but also about just diminishing who I was, who Rachel was. And you know from my videos that I'm pretty kind of outgoing and talkative and all of that was kind of suppressed when I was anorexic, and I became incredibly mute. And so the more mute I became, you know, I literally didn't talk at times. I mean, like, when I was really poorly, I just didn't talk. I just wouldn't communicate with anybody. And that was when, you know, my anorexia was at its worst. So not only was I starving myself and almost flushing out my body with like laxatives and stuff, I was self-harming every 20 minutes because I did not know how to get out what was inside. I knew there was stuff inside, but I could not find words for it. I couldn't even write about it. And so today I'm going to look at you know, what are normal feelings and what are not. But first of all, I need to show you something. I need to show you my tights, because they're like, are they not the best tights you've ever seen in your whole life? No. So I have to share those with you because I only bought them the other day and they are just brilliant and I love them. My hair, sorry, I'm in a headband. I'm getting my hair cut later as well, so that'll be good, won't it? Okay, so what is normal feelings? I have to say that anything that anybody feels is okay, and I don't like this definition of normal, because I think it becomes very hard to determine what normal is. So, but what I'm not going to do here today is kind of go back and forth on what is normal. I'm going to use kind of a base of, yes, that feeling anything is okay, and it's difficult to define normal. But with regards to people with eating disorders especially, I want to kind of, do you know what, a lot of you have probably watched Girl Interrupted, and it's a Winona Ryder quote, so it's Susanna Kaysen, and it's something that's always like stood out for me with regards to mental illness. And she says, crazy isn't being broken or swallowing a dark secret, it's you or me amplified. If you ever told a lie and enjoyed it, if you ever wish you could be a child forever. And I really like that quote, and what I particularly like is the more amplified. And I think that what happens with mental illness, including eating disorders, is that what we struggle with, a number of other people struggle with at different times. And what happens with us is, as the quote says, it's amplified. So it's normal for a person to maybe feel sad and low, a bit depressed, or doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning, you know, it's 7:30 in the morning, it's cold outside, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to get up, I just want to hibernate. That's pretty normal, you know. And it's normal to an extent to want to maybe feel anxious, so you've got a test, or you're starting a new day at a new job, or something significant is happening. Even if something not particularly significant is happening, you get butterflies in your stomach, maybe if you, like the first time you go on a date, or when you're waiting for your boyfriend or girlfriend's phone. And that's normal as well. It's normal to feel anxious about things. It's normal to say, God, I'm really fucking shitting it, sorry about my French, about this exam. I'm like really worried I've not done enough revision. All of that is normal as well. So that normal kind of low mood, depressive mood, then the kind of anxiety, and also to be a bit kind of like hypermanic as well, and kind of have days where you've got loads more energy and you're running around like a crazy woman, and you need to get this done, you need to do that, you need to take the kids to school, you need to come home, you need to clean, you need to go and get this done, you need to do that, and that's normal as well. So I've got kind of depression or low mood, kind of normal, you've got anxiety, and you've got kind of a hypermanic sort of busy state. It's normal to be sad, it's normal to cry, it's normal to be upset with people, it's normal to have arguments and ups and downs with people and feel upset about that and cry about that and feel a bit low about that. And they're all kind of a set of emotions, and I know that Molly tried really hard, bless her, and I kind of tried to help her with this sort of definition between feelings and emotions, and all I can say is it's normal to feel all these different emotions: joy, sadness, happiness, anxiety, lowness, and fear, and just so many different emotions. And I could sit here possibly all day and kind of label them and discuss them. And I think that what we have to realise when we go into recovery is that, and again I'm touching on something that Fran said, is that we've suppressed these feelings so much, and everybody with an eating disorder, whether they're using food or weight or whatever, it's a way of not feeling. And although at times we can be desperate to feel, I know I was, and that was sometimes where the self-harm came in, because I just wanted to feel something, I wanted to feel something, and not even that worked. You know, I pretty much burnt half my arm off and I didn't feel it. So that whole concept of wanting to feel by self-harming is just, you know, it's just not going to work. And so when we recover, all these feelings kind of come up, and all of this, even happiness can feel like too much. Even happiness can feel like it's overwhelming, and it's painful because we can't manage all of this kind of emotion that's on us, good or bad. And kind of, it's horrible to feel overwhelmed, emotional, crying, and it's also hard to feel that kind of happiness because it's too much for us, because for so long we've just compressed everything from our childhood, anything that ever happened to us. And a number of people with eating disorders, not all people with eating disorders, also have a history of abuse. And I'm not here to define what abuse is, but even if it was, it doesn't have to be abuse. It can be any form of, and neglect's like a difficult word. If your mum had postnatal depression, which my mum did, all of those things kind of shape who you are today, and they also shape how you feel emotions and what you do with those emotions. And what I have to say to you is that it's okay. It's okay to feel stuff, guys, and please don't be afraid of anything that you're feeling, because it's not gonna kill you. It will, whatever, if it's emotion, you need to ride it out. And that's such a DBT term, and I'm sorry to use that, but you need to be able to sit with it and say it's okay, and I don't need to hurt myself or do anything. I can pick up the phone and call a friend, I can put on my favourite music, I can put Friends on, I can do all of this. And as that quote says, it's just that amplification, that what we feel is just amplified. And mental illness, there's so much stigma around it, but all it is you and me are amplified. Well, we are that amplified emotion. And I hope I've kind of made some sense there, guys, and I'm going to let this go now, because I think my 10 minutes is pretty much up. So I want to wish you a great week, and I really hope these videos are helping you, and much love to you all. So see you later. Bye.